Hi and welcome back to my channel. I thought I'd start the video here with this boy because he doesn't really feature in it today. This is, I know you don't, this is a little bit of a different one, a bit of a chatty one. I have just gone back to work after the summer, so it's the start of a new school year for me here in Scotland, and I always feel it's got a little bit of sort of 31st of January vibes about it. A bit of a fresh start, time to evaluate, think about what I want going forward for the new academic year. And that's what this video is all about. I've done a little bit of Google research and I'm going to share the 10 things that I am doing to reset and just make sure that we keep moving forward in our goals for the rest of the year. I watched a few videos on YouTube and read a few articles online. My favourite accounts on YouTube for this sort of mindset, goal setting, life, coachy type stuff are, I think she's called Much LB and Lavender Lifestyle. And they do really, really good videos on sort of resetting and reevaluating your goals in your life and things like that. So I would recommend looking at those. I will link down below in the description box the particular videos that I watched. So from those, and a little bit added in of some things I looked at online, I got the following list of things to do. So the first thing was to decide on one change you want to make. So just one thing that you want to change in the remainder of the year, or a certain, whatever your time frame is. So for me, I'm looking at basically now until December. So the one thing that I want to do, which has been on my list and been my word of the year since 2020, is to be an action taker. I'm really good at making plans and breaking them down, breaking goals down into little steps. I'm not very good at actually actioning them. My one change I want to make is to be an action taker. The next thing that is suggested is that you find a book that supports that change. And for me, that book has been Atomic Habits by James Clear. I have heard a lot about it, been recommended it before. People talk about it a lot. It's quoted a lot, but I've never actually read it. Still haven't read it because I found it on Spotify as an audiobook. So I've been listening to it. I'm about halfway through. It's really good. There's been so many sort of moments in it that I've really been able to sort of relate back to my life. There's a lot about how your brain works and why your brain falls into particular habits and routines, which has been very, very interesting for me. So I do think I'm going to buy that as an actual book because I'd quite like to. Listening to it's good, it's all good and well, but I think if I had it in front of me, I'd be able to go back and maybe highlight bits or sort of earmark bits. I just think it would be a little bit easier in a book. So I am going to finish listening to it on the audiobook, and I'm going to see if I can find it secondhand. So another suggestion was to write out a favourite things day and to schedule in a favourite things day as often as you want, once a week, once a month, once a quarter, just a day where you do all the things that you really enjoy. And it's all like the little things like coffee with friends and things like that. So I did actually sit in the field and wrote out a list, brainstormed a list of all the things that make me happy. And I have them written down here. I'm not going to share all of them, but I can share some of them. So obviously, top of the list, spending time with pets. I didn't want to stipulate riding because actually just being with him, just sitting in the field with him, I really enjoy. So I've got spending time with pets. Cinema, love going to the cinema. Hot chocolate, I love a good hot chocolate. Don't tend to drink it at this time of year. I tend to keep it for autumn and winter, but I do love a good hot chocolate. So next up on the list, and I thought this was a really interesting one, was an ultimate guide to unhappiness. So we've done our favourite things day, all the things that make us happy. Then it's writing a list of all the things that just make you miserable, drain you of your energy, sap you of your motivation. So the point of that is you write out all the things that make you unhappy, and then you try to avoid them if you can. So one of my top things that just like I think I like at the time, but actually I don't, is staying in bed for ages. I don't really like a lie-in. I much prefer getting up and getting going early. I'm definitely an early bird, not a night owl. So yeah, although I often think, ooh, a nice lie-in, especially when I'm particularly tired the night before, doesn't work for me really. Next up is vision boards. Now, I haven't done it yet. I've got a board in my room behind my desk, and it's got a couple little postcards on it. It's been meant to be my vision board for about the past 2 years, and I've never actually got around to making it. This is the most it's ever had on it. I really do want to do it. I think they're good, even just in sort of focusing your mind or looking at it and going, oh, yeah, I'm going to have all of that someday. Just, it's not quite here yet. Then the final thing from this little section was to make a playlist that kind of reflects what your changes, your focus is. So I've been doing this on Spotify, been putting together a playlist that makes me feel like taking action, that kind of like pumps me up, a motivating playlist. I've got one of songs I'm going to do on a podcast, actually, I think. Ones that either I've not listened to yet and I want to listen to, or I have and I know that they get my brain in the right kind of state of mind. So yeah, I'll put a link to my Spotify playlist below. Obviously, music's subjective. Whatever kind of music you like, music makes people feel differently. So the songs I have chosen are not necessarily, you're not necessarily going to listen to them and think, yeah, revved up, come on, let's go. Or you might listen to someone and think, oh, I can't believe she's got that on there. I hate that song. This is my personal list. I just thought I would share it in case anyone wants to make their own, give you a bit of an idea. I didn't really know where to start with it. I read about it and I thought it sounded really good. This one was something I found online, and it was about thinking about the best things that have happened to you over the year so far. So I actually went back through all my Instagram posts and jotted down my kind of key memories, key moments from each month up to now. And it was really good to do because my posts back at the beginning of the year and hearing how I was talking about my riding and how I was having to sit and like do breathing exercises before I came and tacked up. I'm a million miles away from there now. And it was really, it just really made me think, wow, no, you're right. I have made quite big strides this year and wasn't really aware of it. These bits that I've done are from the Atomic Habits book that I've been reading. As I say, I'm only halfway through, so it's just the first start of what I've been looking at. But he talks about, and I do know about this, because I do this with goals, that you reverse engineer. But he talks a lot about thinking about the kind of person that would achieve the goals that you want, and who are they? What do they do? What are they like? What habits do they have? And then you work on embodying that person, being that person. And I've just done my riding ones here, and it's basically just to continue to continuously ride, and to keep working on our canter. And then I've written a big, I'm not going to go through it all, but I've written a big list about the kind of person I think would do those things, the kind of person that I think who is a horse rider, is an equestrian, and would ride consistently like that. Then I've done what habits I think they would have. And I've started that. I haven't finished it, but I've kind of started working on that a little bit. Another thing from the Atomic Habits book was to write out your current habits. So habits being everything you do within the day that you're doing automatically. So you would write it out from, wake up with the alarm, get up, have a shower, get dried, dress yourself, do your hair, like everything for the whole day. Then for each habit, you mark it with a plus as being that's a good habit, that's helping me work towards what I want. You put it as a negative habit for being, actually, this isn't great for what I want. or you put it as like a neutral habit. So it's like a plus mark, a minus mark, or an equals mark for neutral. So I've done that. So I did, I highlighted mine. So I've done purple for neutral, yellow for positive, and brown for negative. And it's not about habits being bad or good, as he talks about. It's just habits are habits, and it's just what ones are actually helping you get to where you want to be. So it was interesting to do, and it's helped me pinpoint something that I've been struggling to pinpoint for a long time. So the thing it's helped me pinpoint is I can wake up in the morning and think, yes, gonna ride this afternoon after work. Really looking forward to it. All through work, can't wait. Weather's great. This is brilliant. Gonna ride. End of the day at work, walking up to the bus stop, really excited to ride. At some point between there and between getting here, my brain switches and I don't ride. And I think I've worked out what the trigger is. So, and I think it's a habit rather than actually something that is real. At some point between getting to the bus stop after work and really probably getting about halfway here, I start feeling tired. And I always fall asleep on my second bus. And that then is obviously my brain thinking, oh, you are tired, you're sleeping, you're tired. And then I'm like, oh, I'm far too tired to ride. I just want to come to him and go. So this is, I think, is the bit that I have been searching for such a long time, to be able to flick this switch in my brain. So I'm so delighted that I did this and I found this out. It's really, really good. So I've made a plan for ways I'm going to try, different things I'm going to try to see if I can break this cycle of I feel tired. So I'm going to finish off this video by doing my weekly plan. So the first thing I always do is I check and see what the weather is, because I ride on grass when I'm schooling. I can't do it if it's really wet. So we've got rain Thursday, Friday, so I know that I've written that down. Then I think about, have I got any plans in the week? And actually, I don't have any plans this coming week, so I have nothing to mark in. So we can ride on Monday. We can ride on Tuesday. We can ride on Wednesday. I think we might hack on Friday. We can do ride / hack. Oh, actually, hang on. I do have something. I've just remembered. Can't ride or hack on Saturday because I'm not going to be here. I'm going to Blair for the day, for the cross country. Monday, Tuesday, that's fine. That's in service days. So right, Wednesday's first day back with the children. I wonder if I should have that as a day off for him. Like I say, it's all very fluid, and this is not what it will end up looking like at the end of the week, but this is just my plan for it. So yeah, I think if we say Monday, right, what's this, school, Tuesday, school, Wednesday, I think we'll have as a day off. And then Thursday could potentially be a hack, actually, couldn't it? So hack, question mark, and question mark. There we go, that's fine. At the top I put my aim, so my aim's to ride 3 times, so I will not be riding on all of these days. This is just where the options are that I can. Yeah, so that is my initial plan, what it looks like at the beginning of the week. I probably should have shown you what it looked like before I cleaned it, so you could see how things change. But anyway, that is the plan for this coming week. Let's see if it works. Let's see if all these little changes I'm going to make to my routine help me out and get me riding a bit more. Thank you for watching. I hope you found this interesting. Maybe there was a few tips and tricks you thought you could try yourself if you're like me and maybe sort of struggling to actually action those goals that you have. And yeah, I'll see you next time with maybe, possibly, a Blair vlog.